Welcome to our AdMaster Cloud tutorial series. In the previous video, we explored the foundational steps applicable to all types of campaign scheduling. If you haven't watched it yet, follow the link on your screen, watch the video, and then come back to this video to continue with the tutorial. Before we proceed, a quick reminder, in AdMaster, there are 3 ways to schedule a campaign. In a static schedule, you make the selection of the hours for the campaign. In a variable schedule, you set the daypart and the number of plays, and AdMaster makes a different hours selection each day. In a manual schedule, well, as the name says, you do everything manually. In this video, we'll focus on the static schedule. Let's jump right in. Campaign segments give you precise control over your ad schedules. Within a single campaign, you can create multiple segments, each with its own unique settings. These settings determine when a segment starts and stops, how frequently ads play, and which ads are included. Segments offer flexibility. They can overlap, share time slots, or run concurrently. Importantly, segments don't cancel each other out, providing a versatile way to structure your ad schedule. Picture segments as the time frames in your campaign, each with its own set of rules for ad play. For our demonstration, we'll set up 3 static schedules to showcase various scenarios. In the first example, we'll keep it straightforward, one segment covering the entire campaign, with spots rotating randomly 6 times each day. Moving on to the second example, we'll add a layer of complexity by scheduling the first spot in the morning and the second one in the afternoon. Lastly, in the third example, we'll rotate the spots on a weekly basis. Remember, in your real campaigns, you can combine these methods as needed to achieve precise scheduling tailored to your requirements. Let's get started. To kick off the scheduling process, I'll hit the Create a New Static Segment button. The dates for this segment will mirror the campaign settings. Since I want this segment to run throughout the entire campaign, I'll leave the dates unchanged. Note that adjusting the dates here affects only this specific campaign segment. Moving on, I'll choose the spots. The client is okay with a random spot selection for this campaign, so I'll keep this setting as is. Alternatively, AdMaster can maintain the spot sequence, or you can set a percentage for each spot. For example, 25% for the first spot and 75% for the second spot. Adjusting one slider will automatically tweak the other. For now, let's stick with random spot selection. The crucial part, highlighted in red, is defining the broadcast schedule. Here it is. Our demo campaign should play 6 times a day, and I need to select the hours. If you require more than 1 spot play per hour, adjust the number of plays accordingly. While you make your selection, the total number of plays and the campaign duration are calculated automatically. Not to forget, turning off the checkboxes with the weekdays will change the schedule accordingly. For example, this configuration will set this campaign segment to run from Monday to Friday in any selected week. By default, the scheduling algorithm will place spots into any available break, maintaining a balance in duration and variety. However, if your client's agreement specifies special positioning, here's where you apply advanced settings. You can choose a commercial break in a selected hour and activate positioning inside the break. This includes the upper, middle, and lower thirds of a break, as well as the first and last slots in the break. I'll turn off special positioning and save the changes. Let's proceed. The Save Draft as Campaign button is flashing, a friendly reminder not to overlook this crucial step. If you choose not to proceed, none of the campaign-related data will be saved, and you'll need to start over. Let's click the green button now, ensuring that our campaign is securely saved. Now, depending on your settings, a new traffic log can be generated and sent to your Playout PC promptly, but you can also set this to manual mode in the traffic log settings. Selecting the second option here will allow you to create the traffic log only for the specific period of time. You decide what works better for you, depending on your Playout software requirements and traffic procedures at your station. Let's head over to the campaign overview, and you'll spot your campaign proudly marked as active. Right now, you can generate a live report page for your client and share it. Just go to the campaign page, scroll to the bottom, and hit the live report button. The report will pop up in a new tab instantly. Share the link with your customer so they can track their campaign in real time. That was our initial example for the static schedule, one segment covering the entire campaign, with spots rotating randomly 6 times each day. Let's now move on to another example, scheduling the first spot in the morning and the second one in the afternoon. To do this, we'll create 2 segments. Let's get started with the first one. The segment will cover the entire campaign duration, so I'll keep the dates unchanged. I'll choose the first spot and move on to setting the broadcast schedule. The campaign needs to run all week, so I will leave all the weekdays checked. Next, I will select 3 morning hours for this segment. No advanced positioning is required. If you need to ensure that this segment is scheduled to a specific commercial break in the hour, or you need a special positioning of a spot inside the break, this is where you make the settings. Alright, all done. I'll save the changes, and we are now ready to add another segment. The Add New Segment option is under the More button. Alternatively, you can duplicate the segment and edit the duplicated copy. Which option is better? Duplicating is the preferred choice if you only need to make minor changes to a complex schedule. On the other hand, creating a new segment is more efficient when the parameters differ significantly from the first segment. The new segment also spans the entire campaign duration, so I'm keeping these dates unchanged. However, this time I am selecting the second spot. The campaign runs on all days, so I am leaving this part unchanged. This time, I need to select 3 hours in the afternoon. Here they are. No advanced spot positioning is required, so I'll click the Save button. Let's review what we've accomplished. In the first segment, Spot A will play at 6, 7, and 9 a.m. in a break selected by the algorithm. The B spot will play at 12, 2, and 4 p.m., also in a break chosen by the algorithm. It's important to note that these spots will run in the same hours every day. If you want the hour selection to vary each day, you should explore the variable scheduling, which is covered in another video. I am now saving the draft as a campaign, and the campaign is now considered active. As in the previous example, a new traffic log can be generated and sent to your Playout PC promptly, or you can also set this to manual mode in the traffic log settings. That was our second example for the static schedule. One spot is played in the morning hours, another one in the afternoon hours. In the third example, let's rotate these spots on a weekly basis. Contrary to previous examples, the segment starting and ending dates are now different from the overall dates for the entire campaign. So I'm going to click the Change These Dates link. I am going to keep today's date as the campaign's starting date and set the segment duration to 7 days. The ending date will be calculated automatically. I could also select the date, while the duration would have been calculated automatically. In the spot selection section, I will uncheck the second spot, leaving the first one selected. In the broadcast schedule section, I will select the hours. Here they are, 6 plays in total, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Let's save this segment and create another one for the second spot. Here it is. I am changing the starting date, checking the duration, confirming the selection, selecting the hours, and saving the selection. Here's the example where duplicating the segment may be an easier solution than creating the new one. I will duplicate the first segment and change the dates. Here they are. We need to cover the third week of a campaign. Starting date selected, the segment duration is 7 days. The hours remain the same, no special positioning, and I am saving the changes. I will repeat the procedure for the second spot. I am duplicating the second segment, changing the dates, and saving the selection. Done. Note that we have created 4 segments for 4 consecutive weeks. The campaign needs to run for a month, and how you'll cover the remaining 2 or 3 days will depend on the client's request. Basically, you'll create the 5th segment for the remaining few days with a spot of your choice. Let's check the overview. The first week with spot A, the second week with spot B, the third week with spot A, the fourth week with spot B. I am saving the draft as a campaign, and the campaign is ready to be added to the traffic log. Congratulations! You've successfully set up a static schedule for your campaign. In the next video, we'll explore variable scheduling, where AdMaster's algorithm dynamically selects different hours for each day. And, of course, we'll dive into manual scheduling in a separate tutorial. If you find these tutorials helpful, consider subscribing to our channel for regular updates. Happy broadcasting!